Hello everybody, welcome back to another update. My name is Akash and today we're going to be taking a look at what's happening with the market, what to expect, and I don't know, maybe a couple of altcoins. Things are really boring right now in the crypto space, even after the monthly close. So let's do analysis, like real-time analysis, and see what's happening. So unlike a lot of other videos, today is going to be a longer version. So yeah, let's get into BTCUSD. Actually, let's go here. Already done a lot of analysis up here. Right, so on the 8-hour time frame, right? This chart hasn't changed quite a lot. For example, we have the August high. We have this main range here extending from 32.4k to 17.6k. Beyond that, we have the price reverting to the mean after this 45% crash, retesting 25,200 ish, right? And after that, the price retraced, undid basically the whole move. And the only thing that's kind of that's safe right now is this particular swing lows formed here on June 18th and 19th, right? So a lot of people expected the price to kind of like go down here. I was expecting something similar last week, but honestly, the price kind of had a lot of it had good opportunity to start rallying from here. Like this rally that we saw here was supposed to kind of bounce off somewhere around here and then start going up, right? And I expected the price to go up to 25k, and then beyond that we had 28 to 29k as my targets, but things have changed drastically because the price kind of continued crashing lower. And right now, although it is ranging, and honestly, I'm not quite comfortable with this channel that I've drawn here, but in some way, it kind of looks like a bear flag in formation. And if you just look at this particular thing, the theoretical forecasting methods kind of put the target at around roughly, like this is very conservative form of target, expecting it to go down to 16k, right? Now this is something that I kind of noticed, and it was in the back of my head. I wasn't really paying a lot of attention to this bear flag, right? Continuation pattern, but uh, yesterday, I think I was looking at some fractals, and it kind of clicked, right? So let's discuss this particular bear flag and it's the significance of the target to 16k, right? This bear flag basically forecast a drop down to 16k. Now that is uh, really interesting from like multiple perspectives. So let me just share the first one, right? There's gonna be a lot of liquidity resting below this swing low here, mainly because it was like the important level after the crash, and price kind of took off from here, right? So there's obviously sell stops resting below these lows down here. And the second thing is uh, the fractal that I was discussing, right? That let me just go back to this here, and we have BTC index, and here yeah, there you go. Right, so this is the fractal that I was talking about. So I kind of noticed that this particular thing, the price action basically from 29th March, which is not the all-time high, kind of seems similar to what took place here in early or late 2019, right? You can see there was a top formation, then some sort of a sideways movement, followed by a massive crash. This is where the Luna debacle kind of happened. Like I think this is where Luna happened, and then this is where the 3AC crash, right? So we have. So let me just quickly outline of what's happening here and how my thought process worked when I was looking at this chart, right? So let's gonna, yep. So right now what we have here is this particular crash here, which is roughly 25%, and this crash is 45%, if I remember correctly, yeah, roughly 42%, right? So this candle is my main objective, right? If you look at this massive red candlestick here on a 1-day time frame, you can see there's an FVG here which can be marked out from this point to this point. This is the FVG extending from 8.7k to 9.6k. Similarly, on this chart we have an FVG extending from 28k to 23k roughly, right? So this FVG, if you use the fib extensions from the upper limit of the FVG to the lower limit, you can see that the price came close to retesting the 23.6 fib extension. The only difference is that the price actually retested it up here, right? And after that, the price retraced down, dipped a lot lower, and then started rallying. Now, interesting. The only now, if you think this is interesting, the reason why I kind of stumbled upon this particular fractal was because I was looking at October month performances, and like since October, November, December, which is the last quarter of 2022. Usually, last quarter of 2022 is bullish, not just for crypto industry, but also for the stock markets, right? Usually, after the Halloween, things kind of start to, rally higher, right? So that was my thinking, right? Which is why I kind of marked out all the October to basically the fourth quarter. I just continued marking out, and then I saw that only this particular thing here in 2019 was the only place where the price kind of was in the negative numbers in the October month. So that kind of is the reason why I stumbled upon this fractal. So what's happening right now is that the price has still not dropped below the initial selling climax point, which in this particular chart was 7.2k. Here we have 17.6k. Right. So what I'm expecting is for the price to kind of drop below this and then go lower. And using trend-based fibs, I kind of from the initial selling point, I think I did something like this. Hold up, let me just something like this, and this. Right. So it comes down to roughly 0.618, between 0.5 and 0.618 level. The price subsides, forms a base, and then rallies higher. Right. If you use something similar here, so the top of this was somewhere here, bottom of this, and the highest point was here. So if you look at it, right, we between 0.5 and 0.6, you're somewhere in this level, right? So approximately just marked out a level. If you keep it exactly at 0.618, then you're at 16,092. So I had completely forgotten about the bear flag pattern, and then when I stumbled on this fractal here, I noticed that the target for this fractal was 16k. And if you look at the bear flag here, even that one forecast a drop down to 6. Honestly, it's really eerie, right? It's the target for this bear flag is 16,095, and the target for this particular fractal is 16,092, basically a $3 difference. So this is what I'm expecting. Although this is not like an actual sign, like I'm just doing it by eye. It's there's not a lot of rules here spotting fractals, so do take it with a grain of salt. That's all I want to say, right? But unlike what's happened here, right? I Yeah, I think this took place very quickly, right? The price rallied what 42% in just 48 hours, right? Which is quite a lot. So when was this? October 2019. I don't know what happened here. I don't remember what happened here. I don't know why the price crashed. That was September. Okay, I think this was when the back launch. Hold up. 2018, was it November 2018? Just gone live December 9th, 2019. So December 9th. Yeah, no, I don't know. I think it's somewhere related to some big institutional product from the government kind of launched, and I think that's when this crash took place. But either way, the reversal here is pretty quick, and if this fractal does continue to follow through, like if Bitcoin price continues to follow this fractal, then you could potentially see it go all the way up to, like, this was 42% upswing, right? I'm not expecting that big of an upswing. The targets for the upside after this small downturn is, I'm expecting the price to go up to 28k, 29k, which is the 29k is like my absolute ceiling. I don't see price going beyond that. If it does, well and good. The only thing I'm waiting right now is for the price to kind of dip down. So yeah, we just need one event to start off October with a bang, and that's what I'm waiting for. Meanwhile, while this fractal thing is here, I just want to talk about why I feel like 28k, 2019k, 28k, and 29k is a level where I feel like it's gonna top, right? So the first reason is obviously uh, we have this FVG that extends all the way up to 27k on a 1 day time frame. It extends all the way up to 29k, which is the first reason, right? And the second reason is pretty simple. You have you have the CME futures, which have a gap here at extending from 27.4K to 28.7K. So that is the second reason why I feel like this is going to happen. And there was no reasoning behind me marking this level out here. But I think it was just based out of intuition or whatever you want to call that. Hold up. Where is this? Yeah, there it is. Right. I kind of when the price actually rallied from 17K to 25K, expected the price to probably extend all the way up to this level here, extending from 29K to 28K. And I expected this to be the top of the dead cat bounce that we were seeing here, and that the price would eventually go down lower. Right. So that is the third reason why I feel like 28, 29K is where we're gonna form a top. Right. So beyond that, let's get back to this 8-hour chart. Right. On an 8-hour chart, you can see that we're comfortably bouncing off of this support structure that I've marked out. Yep, hold up, we're not on an 8-hour time frame yet. There it is. So on an 8-hour time frame, things are looking pretty good here. Although the price has produced higher lows, RSI has produced relatively higher lows, but doesn't seem like one. Either way, I think I'm expecting some kind of a breakout to happen pretty quickly. Like today is Monday, so yeah, expecting a run up to go up to this confluence that you see here of the trend line extending all the way up to the range high here. This trend line that you see here is where I feel like we're gonna form the next top. Price goes up, something like this. Right, so honestly, I'm expecting a top to be around 20.4K. I expect this to happen, and then we eventually, hopefully, we break down this bear flag and then go down to 16K. That's my working thesis. I'm not convinced. I don't have a lot of conviction behind this play. So for now, what I'm doing is I am scalping Bitcoin. Right, so let's go into a lower time frame perspective and what I think is happening. Right, before this chart. Before that chart, just a sec, there it is. Right, yeah, so I feel like this price action that's happened between 18 September and today, right, feels an awful lot like an accumulation after this massive drop. So on a 1 hour time frame, I am expecting for a spring, which is one of the last steps before the price actually takes off, right? And the spring, I expected it to happen here, like on 29 September, after 29 September, before October, but it seems like we've moved into October. And I think we still have time up to Wednesday. I think we're gonna see some sort of a drop happen by Wednesday. Honestly, I'm expecting it to happen on Wednesday. If it doesn't, then hopefully we'll have to wait for the week to end and then see how things go, right? So this accumulation pattern, so springs do not need to happen. They're not like they must happen. Sometimes accumulation pattern happen without springs, and in which case the price could continue going up from here. If it does, there's an initial FEG here extending at 22.1, 22.2K, and that's where the upside for this accumulation pattern is. So this is my first, like on a lower time frame perspective, this is what I'm thinking about, right? Either we get a sweep of previous weekly low here at 18,000 and then we go up, or we continue going up from here, flip this level here at 20,150 and then head up to 22.1K, which is basically my game plan. So beyond this, I have another chart here where I'm kind of observing on a 15-minute time frame. I'm trying to scalp this, right? There's this declining trend line that seems to be persisting, and oh, love to see that, right? So I kind of longed Bitcoin at this level here at 19,161, even longed it around 19,182. I kind of forgot to long this here because I was out on one. And yeah, things are looking pretty good here. My target for this particular thing is, excuse me. So the FEG here, extending from 19.7K to 19.5K. I want to book profit at the midpoint of this FEG. And if things kind of look pretty good here, I might even wait for the price to go up to the FEG up here, extending from 19.9K to $20,000 basically. And the reason why I would just wait for the price to go up to this level is that I just mentioned here, right? The 1 hour time frame shows accumulation, and accumulation's target is around 22K, but we could prematurely stop around 21K. So there's no harm in trying waiting for the price to go up. And on top of that, you have these relatively equal highs at 20.3k. So yeah, we're kind of safe up to 20. Like the initial profit levels are very conservative. Like once you come up here, you could potentially book maybe 25% or basically enough profit to cover your stop loss, and then let the rest ride, right? So that's basically my game plan for it, for Bitcoin, right? Not a lot's happening for Ethereum as well. Like I'm not paying a lot of attention to Ethereum. Uh, let's go back to this chart here. Right, so we have Ethereum on a 4-hour time frame, kind of bouncing strongly around the 1280 level, and right now I give Ethereum a space between 1280 and 1420, where it's gonna kind of consolidate. It's been consolidating over there for quite some time, but only after we flip 1420, 1450 is when we can expect to increase this range all the way up to 1730. But I don't see that happening unless Bitcoin, explodes with volatility and momentum in a like under the support of bulls, basically. Like if it undergoes a bullish breakout is what I'm saying. So yeah, Ethereum's kind of boring, but what's really interesting is Dogecoin, right? You could see that I've already marked out a couple of things here for Dogecoin. I expected Dogecoin to kind of drop after this consolidation here on 30th September, collect liquidity resting below these equal lows, and then go up and fill the FEG up here. But seems like I was kind of wrong, and the price collected the FEG, wicked higher above the swing high. This we could potentially term this as equal highs. No harm in doing that, relatively equal highs. So I'm gonna just mark this as it is. So Dogecoin, even now, I expect the price to kind of sweep this equal lows here, but it seems like we're not gonna get that, and we might in the future. Like looks like a descending triangle. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I do want to long this. Let's check this out on a 1 hour time frame and then 1 minute, 15 minutes. Cool. There is an FEG up here. Interesting. Decent amount of support resistance present here. I feel like we're gonna get some sort of retracement, hopefully down to this level. Actually, let me just mark this out here. Hopefully, another retest of this support level here at roughly 6, right? So let me just put out a Wait, so that's what I'm expecting from Dogecoin, guys. Okay, now that I see this, it looks like an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So we could potentially get another down here, flip this, boom, something like this. Right, Dogecoin is also looking pretty good here. Apart from that, I think AR or RV was actually also exploding. So let me see what's doing. Right, so what I'm interested in AR is that it's been like in an accumulation phase for quite some time, right? And actually, a lot of altcoins are looking that way. But if you look at this, right, very close to breaking out right now. I think yeah, I think we're gonna break out pretty soon. And the US session's already, yeah, we're almost there. The US session's opening up. Where's 8:30? Yeah, another wick down at 9.3. Potentially at 9.2 seems like a good place to enter long. This is an old, hold on, let me just down here, 9.24, 9.23, and yeah, that's it. FVG up here. Stop loss down here. This looks like a good stuff to play out. The FEG has already been filled here. My bad. But yeah, that's what's happening with the market, guys. I haven't really checked out a lot of altcoins right now, but yeah, things are looking pretty good. Expect a move down to 16K for Bitcoin. If not this, hopefully it happens this week. But if not, we could potentially see it happen in the second week. And like I said, October, November, and December is a really good place. Is a really good month to be long. So yeah, that's it. If you guys enjoyed this analysis, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any doubts, just comment on any of my Twitter posts, and I'll get back to you. Have a great week. Peace.